People know my history with CCM goalie gear. People say I hate them and I'm super biased against them. Really, people will say that based on all the things I've hated in the past, like Warrior. I've ripped apart them before, and now I happily recommend their stuff. It's really, if a piece of gear I don't like, I'm gonna say I don't like it. I don't care what logo is on it. I'm just gonna talk about it. This came out of CCM seeing one of my comments that I had specifically on pads where I said their seal, thyroid seal, is really bad, and CCM reached out and said, no, it's not anymore. I want you to take a look at this. We think you'll like it. We think it's better. Try them out. And this is a demo set for them, so I'm hugely thankful for that. Full review of these will be coming. I'm getting a bunch of footage from it, testing a bunch of things on it. There's gonna be something in this video that I'm trying to fix, and I'll talk about at the end of the video. First of all, comment below when you see it and what you think it is, and I'll kind of discuss it at the end, and I'll go over that. Using these is pretty interesting, and it's a huge change from what I use a lot. They're pretty soft. They're actually a lot softer than my L95s, which are also pretty soft with the below the knee break, but these are a whole different level of soft. And again, I'll get in that whole review. So we'll take a look at this neck cam and we will talk about the rest of it at the end of this. Check out the links in the description as well as the pinned comment to Aycane. Click that link and use the coupon code and you'll get a discount, which helps support the channel. It gives me a kickback so I can keep making more content and doing more videos. So you're buying hockey stuff, in this case, base layers or clothing, and it helps support the channel so I keep making more purchases and doing more reviews. And if you want to support the channel without buying hockey specific things or these base layers, you can always support the channel through Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon. Everything through any of those links always comes back into the channel and it is greatly appreciated.
Y'all ready for this?
if you saw that and you said I land way too low on the knee block, you are correct, but it doesn't happen always. It only happens certain times. And in doing that, it really causes the knee wing. Basically, if you land lower on this, it really tilts a lot and the thigh rise seal is terrible. So in RVH, you can really see how much this is flexing and it's a problem and it needs to be like, you need to land in the middle of this. I'm gonna talk about this in the full review and everything. For these toe ties, I was using the stock toe tie system, which CCM has done this year, which is this. It's a skate lace without bungee. And then this piece right here has bungee. So it wraps around your skate like that and it's supposed to have some bungee. It's overall like a similar implementation to Pro Lace Push. It doesn't really do anything for bungee. It's pretty non-bungee at all. So you have a ton of slack on it and that slack was causing this pad to right up my leg and adjust it. You can see, and I'll put like clips on here too, I land right in the middle of this knee block, like really well. When in a normal butterfly, when the pad doesn't rise up. Once the pad rises up, the pad is covering more 5-hole, which is the whole point of the slack that people talk about. Post-integration, yeah. NHL players started to do it to get more 5-hole coverage. Tighter professor straps and calf straps and everything will slide the pad up. People can pretend that's not the reason why, but that's one of the reasons why. And when that happens on this pad, the pad isn't fitting me right. This is a 34-1. Previously, like the Eflex 6s, I was a 34-2. I'll talk about sizing in the full review on this as well, but I wouldn't go into a smaller pad here just because I don't want the pad riding up. Where it lands when I drop normally is how I would want it. If I decided to go with that more slack, then maybe I would go to a 31-2 and I would kind of tighten that top calf strap. I don't play like that with my pads. I like my pads playing a bit looser and I don't want them sliding up and down. I kind of want them just sitting there and that's it. I don't like having the feeling of a pad sitting above my calf at all. I want it to just sit on my skate and that obviously is not happening with this. So I did change the toe ties. I added my own tiny little bit of skate lace slack and then a bungee toe tie, which is my normal standard on these. And I've done this for a lot of pads now. The true pads I'm wearing as well. I took off the push one on there and I'm also doing a skate lace and a bungee system. I did it on the Bauer XL Hyperlite 2s and it works totally fine. I land fine in the knee block. So hopefully this is enough, a little bit of slack as well as bungee to be like the perfect amount of no ankle strain as well as the pad not sliding up. But you can really see the effects of this here and how poorly I land on these pads and just how soft this knee block is compared to true. I can do that same position in true and land at the bottom of the block and the block just sits totally flat. CCM, it does move a lot more. It's a much softer pad, so it's kind of expected, but I'm going to talk about that in the full review here. But overall, with this pad, for like a quick kind of look at it, the sliding on it is very good. It's completely improved. The sliding material is a lot more slippery than what their previous stuff was. It's way better than Speedskin, and it's a huge improvement. One thing CCM mentioned, and the rep from CCM mentioned, is they want it to be known and like they really worked on making it as good at the beginning of the skate towards the end. And I'd almost say it's not the case at all because these are one of the worst sliding pads I have on fresh ice. Not necessarily like full of water ice. I find every pad kind of sticks when it's full water, minus those Warriors with the plastic plates. It almost just creates like a hydroplaning thing with the plastic, but with every other pad I've experienced with like really thick water, that every pad kind of slows down. When it's really fresh ice where there hasn't been people skating for an hour or so and it's like totally smooth, but it almost feels a bit sticky. These pads stick a little bit. Once you put snow on it and once you kind of scrape it up a bit and play on it, they slide really well, like really well. And you can probably see it on here. I look so much faster in this footage than I do with other gear. I'm played very differently in these pads compared to other gear. And one of the reasons is because of the overall size and how soft they are and just how I feel like I have to move to cover angles and to cover holes. We're gonna see a bunch more of this. I'm going to have the behind the net version of this, which you'll see some plays break out and stuff like that. And I'll talk about the rebounds a bit on this from that view because you can notice it more, as well as I have some footage from the stands because my producer came out to film me so I could get footage of these pads. So you can see that thigh rise kind of bad seal, again, because where the knee block is and how the knee block lands on, and as well as just how big those rebounds are based on the shot. I'm gonna have a bunch of footage of this stuff. I'm gonna add it all into the review once that's all done and once I do the thigh rise test on it. So that's all coming very soon. But this is it for that very first video. So huge thanks for watching if you made it this far. More stuff will be to come, and thank you very much, and take it easy. Subscribe to YouTube, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Links are in the description. If you want to support the channel and you're buying hockey equipment anyways, you can check out the links in the description. If you're in Canada, to just hockey. If you're in the US, to pure hockey. Clicking those links and making a purchase gives me a kickback to help support the channel so I can keep buying more gear and doing more on ice reviews. Otherwise, if you want to support the channel without buying anything hockey specifically, you can check out the links in the description to Patreon and buy me a coffee. Anything through any of those links always comes back into my channel so I can keep making more content and doing more reviews. Thank you very much for watching, and take it easy.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.